Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, and today in this video I will be covering one small portion from this filters panel right over here. So I will be covering some of the filters from the stylize effect over here. Right, so I will not be covering all of them. I will be covering max to max 3 of these effects from here, and I would highly recommend that you also experiment the others as well and see how you can use these type of filters to enhance your image a lot better, right? So as you can see that I already have this image opened up in Adobe Photoshop, and it's a photo of a jellyfish. So for your reference, if you want to follow along, you can use any image of your choice. So the image can be of yourself, it can be of your family member, a loved one, it can be of a scenery, basically any image of your choice, right? So then I'm going to go over here to this filters option, and I'm going to come over here to stylize. And the first effect I want to show you all is the most common one that we designers use from here is the oil paint, right? So this box right here usually shows the preview. In case if you're unable to see the preview, that's okay. It usually takes a little bit of time. So as you can see that I have opened up this oil paint panel over here, and on this box you can see the actual effect, how the oil paint is going to look like in your entire image. Right, so this will take a little bit of time for this preview to show. It usually takes a couple of seconds. And then you can also like minimize your image up a little bit like this, right? So let's make some edits over here in the settings. So in the stylization, you can increase it, for example, like this. And I'm just going to also increase this preview over here so that it's easier for you to see how it actually looks like when it's when it's zoomed in like this, right? So you can also increase or decrease the settings over here, and it's going to make the effects over here. You can see the preview over here in this box, right? So it will take a couple of seconds for it to be updated like this, right? So you can see now it's taking, now you can see it a lot better like here. So you can just pump this up all the way like this, right? And I'm going to also increase the scale size all the way to 10 like this. Probably even the Bristol detail, I'm going to bump this all the way up to 10 like this. Okay. So this is how it's going to look like when it's all zoomed in. And of course, you can also play around with the lighting over here as well, like that. So see, so I'm liking how this effect is happening, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on OK. It will take a few seconds, but once it happens, you can see that this type of an effect happens and it gets applied onto your image. So even though you can't see the effect on the jellyfish itself, but if you look carefully, you can still make out that the oil painting effect has been added on the image overall. But if you also zoom in a little bit, and now you can see the effect has been added onto your image. So like this, you can use the oil painting effect to change the settings and give your image a whole new look. Now, instead of a digital image, it actually looks like an oil painting image right here, right? So you can use this type of effect in different kinds of images, and the results are going to be different every time, depending on the effects and the edits you use. Now, once this is done, I'm going to click on Ctrl+Z to undo, because I want to show you the other effects as well that you can use from the stylize option right here. Okay, so now the next one that I'll be showing you is the trace contour, right? And as you can see that the trace contour makes your image to look something like this. And you can also play around with the edges over here. Preferably the upper edge is used more, because as you can see, you can see much more detail in the upper edge like this. And then of course you can increase or decrease the levels from here like this. So let's just keep this to 52 like this. And if I click on OK, you can see that the trace contour changes the entire look of your image. Right, so you can see like a lot of bright colors have been used here, and instead of the background color to be blue, now it's entirely white, right? So it looks a little too bright for your eyes as well. So this was just one of the effects that we designers use sometimes, depending on the type of effect we want on our image. So now I've clicked on Control plus Z to undo this. So I'm going to show you another stylized effect right over here. So which will be diffuse. Now diffuse again is one of the most common effects that we designers use. And you can also just see which one looks better in your image like that. So we normally, depending on your image and depending which type of effect you want to add, so majority of the times we actually just stick to this normal mode right here. As you can see, this normal one has a lot of grainy effects on the preview right here. But the other effect that we really like is the last one as well. Okay. So I'm going to stick to the first one for now. Right. And if we click on OK, it doesn't really show that much because the effect is very minor. But if you zoom in, you have to zoom really into your image like that to see the small effects that has been taken place in your image like that. So of course this diffuse effect will vary depending on the type of image you use. And like that. So I'm going to undo this. And I'm going to show you another filter from the Stylize menu, which is the wind. So as you can see, this type of effect actually gives a effect that as if, there's a lot of high speed wind passing through your image like that. So you can see the effect right here. So you can actually see which one looks best for your image. And I personally really love the blast one. That's my personal favorite. And you can also change the direction. So from right to left or from left to right, whichever one you want. And then you click on OK. And as you can see that these effects has been applied. And if you zoom in, you can see that the effect on the image like that. So this was the wind effect from the Stylize menu. So these were the effects I really wanted to cover in the Stylize filter, because these are the filters that I personally really like, and some of these filters are commonly used by graphic designers. So I would also recommend that you play around and you experiment what the other filters also do. And whichever filter you like best on your image, you can use that, and of course change the settings to see how it's going to look like on your image. So that was about it. So this was a brief about the Stylize filters and how each filter will look on your image. Right? So that's about it. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.